Hi everyone, welcome along to Peter's Reviews. You find me today out on the new M100 doing the ride out video and sort of first impressions ride on the M100 that I promised you. Now, to get to where I am today, I've ridden it for 2 or 3 miles just to make sure the brakes are okay, my riding position's good, my gears change well, make sure everything that I've set up feels okay. The only thing I would probably have done is raise my handlebars a little bit more. I'll do that for my next ride out, but you learn that as you jump on the bike. It should be a slightly comfier ride for me. Talking of comfort, I was concerned that I might want to put my padded seat on with the suspension seat post. If you know me and you've watched my videos, you know I love my suspension seat post and I love my big thick padded seat. But because this is quite a wide padded seat, I wanted to give it a try. I wanted to keep the bike original as its standard spec for the first couple of videos, just to see how I got on with it, so I can give you an honest impression if it's comfortable or not. So like I say, just for my comfort, I'm going to raise the handlebars. Okay, so that's the bike ready. So what we're going to do today we're going to find some paths, some roads, do some commuting on the bike, so any of the commuters that are thinking about this bike can see if it would work for them. I will then find some trails around one of the lakes we've got around here, a bit muddy, a bit gravelly. We'll give that a try as well, see how the bike performs on that. It does have the nice knobbly tyres, so I'm sure it's going to perform well on both sort of terrains on the road and off-road. Style wise, let's talk about that. So you can see the battery isn't housed in the frame of this one, it's housed on the bike, and you can see it sits quite nicely there. Now it's a 36-volt battery. They're saying it'll last about 36 miles, you know, so for your average commuter that's going to be okay. That's going to work really well day to day. On the battery, it does have a little power button you can press and check your battery, but on the display it shows you all that information as well, so you've got it in 2 places. I'll show you a bit how you take the battery off and put it back on, very easy, and we'll work through all the other components on the bike. Now this bike has the standard 250 watt motor on the rear here, and it's a rear hub motor on this bike. It gives 15 newton meters of torque. So on the way here I had it in power assist 5 coming up a hill, and I brought the gears down to about 3 or 4, and I managed to get up quite a big hill. But we'll try a hill somewhere on our route today as well, so I can show you that. But no, I wasn't too puffed out. It was what I expected it to do. It was just right. It wasn't as strong as some of the more expensive bikes I've ridden, but more than adequate for your average rider who wants to use the power assist to get them up the hills. Okay, on the bike itself, look round it. It has the manual disc brakes front and rear. Now I've only set them up gradual so far. I want to bed them in, and you may hear them as I pull them because the pads are just still got the newness on the front of them. So I'm going to bed them in, and then I'll do a second adjustment to them just to sort of fine tune them. But that's what most new bike owners would do. They would test the brakes, see what they're happy with, and add a little bit more if they needed to. On the front of the bike here, we have a great, ignore my phone, but we have a great display on it. It's a display that comes in the more expensive bikes like the Star. It's a full backlit, full colour display, which I'll give you a shot of as well. And it shows you everything that's on there, your battery, your power assist levels, your speeds. You've got odometers where you can adjust your trips and all that on there. It's a really expensive screen for a budget bike, so I'm really pleased I've added it and incorporated it on this bike, and I've incorporated it on the C100, which I'll be reviewing later this week as well, doing my ride out video for that, so look out for that soon. But yeah, it's a very good screen on it. These mountain bikes are known as a hardtail bike because there's no suspension on the rear, but there's full suspension on the front, full travel suspension, so we'll put that to good use today. But you do have a lock off position because some people like to lock the suspension when they're travelling through the streets, so it does have a little arm that you can switch across for that, so that's quite helpful as well. If you need to use the bikes in the evening, don't worry, you have a real full light there. It's full reflectors on front and rear wheels, and you have a reflector on the rear there, so you will be quite easily seen of an evening. So it has been set up to be used in the winter months as well as the nice summer months that we're in at the minute. On the way down, I checked our Shimano gear set. I was up and down my gears because we've got a 7-speed Shimano gear set on this bike, which really works well. It worked up and down there, and I haven't done any adjustment out of the box. Just looking at our pedals, again, they've got reflectors on them, but they also have the studs on them as well to give you good grip when we're out and about today. So I'm pleased with the pedals as well. I've added the thumb throttle to this bike. Now Eskute sell this as well, but you can pick it up in other places as well. And if you put it in whatever gear assist level you want to be in, it will take you to the maximum speed of that gear assist level. So if you want the full max 15 miles an hour, 15.5, you would put it in assist level 5, push down the throttle, and on the display you will see that full 15.5, 15.6 miles per hour. So yeah, some riders might think it's something they can use, but again, it's not legal in the country just yet, but it may be coming very soon. I've put it on for testing purposes so I can show you it. Okay, a couple of tests I want to do today. Like I say, I want to get it on the roads, on the trails, but I want to do some braking tests that I normally do, see how good these brakes are. But again, I'm still bedding them in, they're not going to be at their maximum just yet. Just talking to the brakes actually, the levers are pretty long and very comfortable as well. And just on your left lever, there is a little bell there, so always going to come in handy. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to start with the braking test, and we'll hope you can see me down there, but we're quite far away from the camera, but we'll zoom down and then we'll fire on the brakes. Let's go, see how quick we can get up to. Okay, let's hit them now. Okay, it was okay. They didn't skid, they didn't lock up, they gradually pulled in, so they felt really good. Let's do it one more time. See if we can get a little bit more speed up this time. Okay, here we go. Let's go, and whack on the brakes now. Yeah, nothing wrong with them. And I felt the front suspension come down as well as I was braking there. So yeah, pleased with them. A little bit more adjustment so they're a little bit sharper, but so far so good. So if you do a bit of commuting and you go through villages and towns like I do, you can see that this little e-bike will definitely power you through and get you to and from your work or your leisure facility, whatever you want to use the bike for. Okay, I hope you're getting a good shot of this, but we're just about to go near the lake here. So we'll work our way around the lake and we'll show you the bike making its way around using the gravel tracks and the dirt roads. Here we go. Bit overgrown at the minute, the old lake. Cheers. Lots of obstacles to avoid, including people. But you can see we're on the gravel tracks now, and the e-bike is just eating it up. Quite solidly compact at the minute, but there's lots of little things for the bike to dig into, so we're just keeping an eye out. Here we go. Some good trails here, and again the bike feels solid underneath me, using the brakes and the power, and on this area I'm actually using the throttle to control my speed and avoiding as much of these jagged nettles as I can. Oh, this is good. Keep your head down for the overhanging bushes. God, it's well overgrown. A lot more overgrown than it was last time I was here. There we go, we're through again. And again, doing all this on the throttle so that I can control the speed. So it might be something you might want to consider. Okay, as I pedal along this trail, I can't tell you how good the torque sensor's kicking in. It's a 50 Nm torque sensor, which is really high. A lot of bikes are lower than that, 44. So 50 Nm in this price range, the budget range, is a strong torque sensor. It's really going to help. It really does push you along and bring you up to your maximum speed very quickly, or just maintains a couple of pedals quickly to bring you up to a sort of cruising speed. So with the 36 volt battery, the 250 watt motor on the rear there, with this torque sensor, it's a decent package. And back onto the trails again, I think, for a bit. So the front suspension is working very well. I just pulled the bike to a halt here. Oh, see how quickly I stopped, and the front suspension dipped quite nicely to slow me down. Very good. So this way is actually an old railway trail, so it's been converted into pathways now. So let's use the throttle again and show you how quickly it builds up. That's to be up to 12, 13, 14, 15 miles an hour. And because we're going slightly downhill, went up to about 17 miles an hour there. So that's me just cruising, just letting the bike do its thing at 14 miles per hour. And if I just touch the throttle, it kicks in and gives it a wee touch of power, and off again. Oh, this is lovely. And then we'll cross all these rocks. Which is a bit spiky for the tyres, but I suppose it's a good test. And out we come. Okay, it's time for me to give you my final sort of impressions after a really nice ride out this morning. Is it the right one for you? It's definitely a decent commuter bike, and it can handle a bit of the rough stuff as well. And at a budget price, if you go on the Eskutes website, you'll see it on there, it's around £600. But Eskute have been kind enough to give us a discount code as well, so that gives you a further £50 off this incredible e-bike. So if you want another £50 off, all you have to do is enter 50 Peter, all in capitals, P-E-T-R, 50 Peter. You stick that in the discount box at checkout, and it'll knock £50 off the cost of this lovely M100. Okay, over the next week or two, I will also be reviewing the C100, which is the second budget e-bike that came out with the M100 here at the same time. Now that's a step through commuter e-bike again, so we'll get that out and about, and I'll give you my first impressions on that. So I hope you've enjoyed the video today. If you have, please give us a like, stick us a like in there, and if you haven't subscribed before, please subscribe. We're over 550 subscribers now. We could do with getting 600 or 700 in the next couple of months. That would be really helpful to the channel. And if you can, share the video as well. If you've got people that are interested and want to know about e-bikes, share my channel link or share this video link, and they can drop into all my videos that are available on my Peter's Reviews channel. But thanks for watching today. Bye for now.